I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey y'all, we're back. It's another episode of Below Deck Sailing Yacht. This is season 6 or episode 6. Oof, I did it again. I'm your host, Akilah, Ffriend, and let me tell you something. When I watch this episode, I'm from New York, and so my little heels were clicking. There is no place like home. There's no place like home. I'm joined by my co-host, Amir, Yassai, and you know what? You can only lift him up if your name is Odell Beckham, okay?
Yes, it is, honey. Don't touch me.
That is it. That is it. There's so much that happened in this episode today, and we are going to break it all down for you. We had, obviously, a couple of naughty boys on this boat, hailing all the way from New York with their trust fund money. We also had a lot of things that happened with Adam and Jenna. Their relationship or budding relationship seems very promising to them, not so much to everyone else. And lastly, Madison really opened up, not only about her life, about this job, about the charter guests, about everything. And we loved getting to know her more. So how about, before we get into all the topics, we're going to go into special segments where we talk about more crazy guest requests. We're going to talk about news between Madison and Parker and what happened, what she was sharing on her social media this week, as well as share some of the comments because you guys have been interacting because you know, we read them, we love them, and, we're so engaged with you guys. But before we go into all that, let's just talk about the episode overall. Amir, what'd you think?
Well, listen, I love me some shrimp cocktail, but these boys needed it.
Yes.
And listen, Adam learned a hard lesson. Well, actually, I should correct that. Madison learned a hard lesson. She was cooking all the meals.
Yeah.
Adam, wake up.
Wake up.
A bunch of drunk men, they're coming from New Jersey, they're coming from New York. They are ready to party. It's like a bachelor party. They go every year. So they were ready to party and eat, and they need to be fed.
Yes.
So stop sleeping.
It made me feel like, they didn't really get the team building exercise that should have happened before they set foot on this boat. It seemed like every man was truly, or woman, was truly for themselves. Like, Adam should have woken up and knew from the very beginning, this is a group of guests, or group of guys that, they're not gonna be okay with cheese boards after going out drinking. They want more than a Kit Kat. You have to be up and you have to be ready to just cook for them. And you don't need, 5-star gourmet meals.
No.
They really were.
They were fine with the grilled cheese.
Yes, they wanted grilled cheese. They wanted eggs that were over easy.
And scrambled eggs. Yeah, they bumbo.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you should have known better. But I liked how she was still able to step up. Obviously, keep her cool in front of them. She kind of lost it behind the scenes, but that's all right.
Yeah, but that's okay. And I think that, watching this show for the past seasons, Below Deck has been, there's like hundreds of seasons.
Right.
We see that whenever anyone says they have no preferences on the preference sheet, they have all the preferences. He should have known. Yes. He's been on the show. He's not new to this game. He should not have gone to sleep.
Right.
And on top of that, listen, Akilah, I think that if we were working together, I would feel like I want to have rapport with you where I can wake you up, girl. You need to cook.
Yes.
They don't have rapport.
Yes, they don't have
She's
rapport.
like, I can't wake him up.
And this would have been a situation where if the shoes were on the other foot, he would have blown that boat down. Get up. I'm not doing anything. This is not my job, so I'm not putting one linen in that sheet or whatever it may be. So I think, he could have stepped up there. But the guys also, let's just talk about the guests themselves. Like they were insane, but I gotta admit,
Good
I don't
TV.
know, in the best way. Not even TV. I'm like, I would hang out with these guys. I would hang out with these guys. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I mean, there was moments where I'm like, sorry, like you need to be checked. They all need to be checked, but. They know how to have a vacation.
They do.
Like. They know how to have a vacation.
I think they need Black China's mom to come on there and check a boo. Tokyo needs to check a boo.
Check it.
Because they need to be put in their place. But I think I looked at Akilah when we were filming and I watching and I said I would make out with all of them. So I am feeling these men. They have the Chris White shirts. They got their Rolexes. They're using it to saber.
They know how to get ready. Oh my God, the sabers. I lost count how many times these guys decided to say, no, we don't want to just uncork simply.
Right.
We need a knife.
Right.
We need a camera.
Right.
We need action, and we need to make it happen.
And they did it.
They did.
But Bravo's so good. They tracked it. So we had 5 saber openings throughout the episode. There should have been one. There should have been one. And then next week, not to get to previews, but like predictions, but someone's gonna get hurt. One of the charter guests walks on a piece.
We literally saw it happen.
And nobody cares.
Nobody
saw that happening.
Nobody cares. It is what it is. It is what it is. Before we actually continue too, I do want to make it clear that obviously we're missing 2 of our lovely hosts. Send their love, but they're all good. They just needed a day to kind of recoup and this is probably the perfect episode. I feel like if it was all 4 of us talking about this, like, Oh my God.
Honey, the crosstalk.
This is Josh in the booth.
Yes.
If I can say something real quick.
Please,
you know where they
Josh.
are? You know where they are right now? They're actually out at sea taking a week off and just like sailing on their sailing boats.
Yes.
We all know that, right? I mean, last
Josh,
week...
honey, I don't think so. Not with Corona. They better get off that princess cruise.
We'll see. We'll see.
Get off that princess cruise.
But we had to shout him out. I don't want to make it seem like, you know what, we're missing family.
No, we love our family. And you know
Yes.
what? Whose other family we have is our family online. We love your comments. You guys make AfterBuzz the ESPN of TV talk. We have these after shows because we love these shows as much as you guys do. We have the comical Canadian saying amazing content.
Yes.
Please go subscribe, comment, like. Go on to Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars, honey, because we are 6 stars.
Yes.
We're settling for 5.
And all we're asking for is 5.
That's
it.
That's
That's it.
That is nothing.
But y'all are so engaging and we love it.
The
We
best.
love it.
We love our
literally
fam.
love it. Yes. Well, we talked about some of the guests, and you know it's not going to stop because they did a lot. They took it up all the notches. But we also had some incidents that were happening below deck. We had Adam and Jenna. Let's talk about their thing.
Cringe.
Cringe. When your parents are literally making out in front of you continuously.
My parents do this.
Yes.
Listen, I love them. They've been married for 35 years, but stop with the making out. It's enough. And I love that Madison was like, Mom and Dad, stop.
Stop.
It's too much, the tickling. And then they're so mean.
They're so mean to
outside of
everyone
that.
else. And it's like, but the thing is, that makes me sort of like, all right, I kind of want to see this, is because Jenna is showing us a different side of her. And it's funny because we already know that Adam is a problem. He's kind of a grouch.
F-U-C-K boy.
Yes, he's a little bit of grouch. F-U-C-K boy, all the above. But I see that obviously Jenna has been taking more of the rap when it comes to being mean and being kind of a bitch. And don't get me wrong, she has her tendencies, but it's funny how I think probably because she's a woman or whatever, we feel the need to want to see the side of her as well. You know what I mean? No one is really complaining or smiling at the fact, oh, Adam actually has a smile. Adam actually likes someone. Oh my God, this is like, doesn't have an ice heart. But with Jenna, it's like, oh, we're truly surprised and we're truly shocked. And I'm victim of this as well. Like I literally saw this and I was like, whoa, Jenna, she has a side of her that wants to show the emotion, wants to, engage. And I think I want to see more of that.
And she's cutesy kind of. And she kind of seems like she lets down that kind of armor.
Yes.
And I've never dated anyone at work, so I'm always curious as to like kind of what people's parameters are with that. And it seems like with Below Deck, there's no parameters. They always date.
They always date. But it makes you think about it. It's like, wow, they actually are at work. Like, and these are close quarters. This is like you dating someone at the desk next to you. Like, we're actually dating now, and we're gonna write the same spreadsheets, and we're gonna go to the same meetings together, holding hands. It's that confusing.
It's a little confusing to me, but I'm curious. Josh, as a straight guy, like, do you think that like, is there a long game with kind of hitting on a coworker that's a female? Like, do you think it's appropriate? I'm just curious as to what your thoughts are.
So my thoughts are about what?
Oh, I thought as a straight guy, like, do you hit on a coworker if you're into them, or do you kind of wait for them to show interest? Like, what are the lines there?
I mean, my rule has always been, if you're at work and you find someone attractive, the best thing to do is just try to avoid it as much as possible. Because listen, I'm taking it from my personal experience from the past and everything.
Yes.
I just you want to avoid it so much. You want to keep it as professional as possible, because I have heard horror stories about coworkers dating other coworkers and it not working, and then there being like a lot of tension within the workplace and everything like that. So it's just best to always steer clear from it. Even if you find someone very attractive, my personal thing, I'm just like, avoid it.
Okay.
I see that. Unless you know it's complete, like this is going to lead down the road to marriage, there is no need to test that out. But I mean, you guys tell us what you think. If you have dated someone that you work with, or want to go down that path, perhaps, what do you think you should do? What
Maybe we'll get a Below Deck marriage.
Maybe.
Bravo loves a spinoff.
We do.
We love a spinoff, so we'll see.
And we love to watch it. So there's that. Yeah. But I mean, it's still gonna happen. We're obviously gonna see more of them. They're definitely gonna be kissing. Definitely gonna be, and who knows? There might even be a blow up. But we'll talk.
We saw the preview, honey.
Listen, there was a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So I mean, obviously, like we said, the guys are on the boat. The new charter guests, they all come, all male characters. This is a boys' trip. I don't think it's anyone's birthday, but they're acting like it.
Well, there's some steroids too. There's a little steroid. There's a little road rage too.
But there's something going on.
Road rage.
Something definitely going on. And the thing is, They are eating nonstop, drinking nonstop, and it's so funny. It's so great. It's so great. They just want chicken wings, shrimp cocktails, and a good time. Like that's literally it. I love when at one point Paget takes them to the beach because they wanted to find some girls, and no one was on the beach. Like no one was there except this old couple.
It was 3 p.m.
Literally 3 p.m. But that's surprising. Like no one on the beach at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is
like overcast. Do you think that's what it was? I think that honestly, this is just me, but I think the Bravo producers were like, get off the beach. It's funnier because they were on a brow, and then one of his friends told the main charter guest, this is not our territory. You're walking around like we own the club. So that was kind of cute to see. They were just like an odd couple. I loved it.
It was super cute. Super cute. So they go, they come back, nothing's really happening, and then they're trying to figure out what to do that night. And I love how Jenna read a review that was on Yelp, and it said a woman posted on there was like, you know what? As a woman, I would not advise any woman to go there unless you want to be inappropriately touched or touched without asking. And Jenna says this is the perfect group for these guys. It's the perfect place. And obviously they go and have a good time.
But they also got mad at her because of the time thing. So they confused that the time that the dinner was and the time that the club closed. And the guy was so aggressive with his yellow pants. I'm like, sir, you're wearing yellow pants. Chill out, banana. And he was, nobody lies to me. And I was like, is this going to be like a mafia thing? Like he's taking down Jenna. There's going to be a horse's head in her bunk. Like, what is going on?
And I love how they said he's supposed to be the nice one, but he turned. But it is what it is. They finally go to the bar and take some girls home with them. And a DJ.
And a DJ.
Talk about crazy requests. The fact that you could ask to say, hey, you know, can I just have a DJ on this boat? And Parker's like, yeah, sure. And that's where I'm like, you can't say Parker is not doing his job because
he's doing his job. But he should have taken that up to the top. Like he should have gone to maybe Paget and asked because him and Madison were kind of like, Madison's not going to wake up Adam. They're not going to their superiors.
No.
It could have backfired because if someone got hurt or a girl, we saw someone puke. What if she fell off boat?
Right.
But that one girl was ready, honey, in her bikini. She took it off and she was ready for her Greek moment.
That's it. She said, whatever,
she was prepared.
What happens tonight, I am ending up on a yacht because I have the ability to do it.
Her.
And that's how you got to do it. That's how you got to do it. I mean, let's talk about Madison some more though, because I feel like besides the guests and Adam, like she was such a major point with this episode. Sure. You know, we see her finally open up about her life. Like she's talking to Byron, and
he was pushing it too.
He was
I didn't
kind
like
of pushing
that.
it. But I mean, she was so close-lipped too. So it's true. Probably after 2 questions, it's like, okay, this girl obviously does not want to talk to you about this. So let's relax. But Madison opens up about her life and the fact that her sister was killed, like shot. It was really like a fatal gun down, literally a fatal story.
Wow. I thought it was gonna be like a car accident or something. I was prepared,
still fatal,
but not that. That was hard to. I actually got really choked up. I'm not friends with Madison. I mean, I think we are, but we built like such a rapport online, and I have such mad respect for her and the way that she's kind of dealt with even Adam and Jenna and the way they've treated her, the internet trolls. She's been so respectful and so fun, and to hear that, I was like devastated for her, and I was like, sometimes like. That's the beauty of reality TV. Yeah. It does allow you to heal some of your wounds, opening up, talking about it. And I hope maybe she'll recounsel with her family and maybe get to go home.
And be able to go back and not, obviously you still want to keep the memories of your sister alive and all of that, but to be able to go back and create new ones and see like, the place was not all bad. You grew up there.
Absolutely.
So, but that was tough to hear. That came out of left field. And then the opening up continued after that. It seemed like she was opening up about her job and the fact that, it's hard. It's hard. And she had a moment with some of the guys where, one of the charter guests lifted her up inappropriately.
Without asking.
She said repeatedly, put me down. You put me down. And, he finally did, and she kind of storms off. It wasn't him. At first, we thought it was him that said, don't tell anyone.
Right.
But it seemed like there was someone else.
Someone else said that. I don't know if it was off camera. One of the guys said that. But even that comment is so Me Too. It's so creepy. And, and I don't want to make this like show a PSA for harassment, but someone was saying, one of the blogs, the bag whore was saying, Below Deck needs to do a PSA for sexual harassment, and this is from 2017, this tweet.
Yeah, because something similar happened then.
Stuff like that happens all the time. There was a guest, apparently, that like exposed themselves in a bunk and said, I'm not gonna let you out, stood by the door. These are some strong allegations. But I think rich people, correct me if I'm wrong, I've worked in PR, rich celebrities, they think they can get away with anything.
Yeah.
And that's the problem here. I think he thought, I'm on camera, it's funny. But he kind of hurt her because a lot of times men don't know their strength. He was squeezing her, pulling her up. And I just didn't like how, that's a problem with a couple of guys get together. It's like, they're all like, it's funny, I curled her.
And especially you're drinking, you're all having fun, you're all out. And this could have been a fun moment if she was a part of the joke.
If she was
You know what
down.
I mean? She wasn't a part of the joke. And so that became it just looks weird, especially on camera. And obviously how she mentioned it becomes a problem when you know you can't personally quote unquote report it or say anything about it because that's going to affect the team.
Tips.
You know what I mean?
The tips,
the team, the atmosphere for the rest of the charter.
Jenna's going to say suck it up.
There's so much to consider. And when you don't necessarily trust the person that you're working for in a sense, you know what I mean? So to say I can't even vent in a way.
But my girl is so professional, Akilah. She went from crying and Parker consoling her to the guy being like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm good, man.
Good. We're good.
What do you need? The door's open.
Are you good?
Boom.
Right.
It was like, it was 0 to 60. And I respect that. And that's what, as a yachty, you have to do.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Especially, but I do appreciate too that the guys, I don't know if I'm reading into this because they came and asked her that multiple times. And I'm like, they know something, you know.
They knew their friend messed up.
They knew the friend messed up and they wanted to bring it up in a sense that kind of protected him, but also protected them in a sense to say, hey, I recognize this wasn't probably the most appropriate thing that we should have done.
They knew. Bro code.
Right.
You know.
They knew what it was. They knew what it was. So she's dealing with the charter, and I mean, it's definitely going to continue in the next episode, but...
But Parker's here for her, and I think Parker has kind of, you know, sometimes shirked his duties or been a little attitudey, but never with Madison.
Never with Madison.
So,
even I noticed, even when he was like, I guess the first night, something like pretty much her night watch was over. I don't know if Adam purposely woke up Parker because then he got out of the bunk and then went to her and they kind of did a little nightcap of their own by the dining table. And I was like, oh, is this like a routine where they kind of wake each other up and then they chat about whatever?
They did that at the end of the night as well.
They do at the end of the night.
Again.
And so I love that. I love that because like she said, like Madison said, like that human connection means something and be able to, within those tight quarters and with everything going on, to like lean on someone, friend or not, friend potentially more because they would be an awesome couple. They would be so cute. It seems like it's working out for them.
Right.
Yes. So I can't request them to be a couple, but I do know that in our special segment, which let's go into right now, there's been a lot of crazy guest requests, and this episode reminded me so much of that. So in our special segment, we'll pop it up, Josh, and
ding, ding, ding. Ooh, a foghorn, honey.
Yes. Hey, let's get into it. There has been so many special requests over the course of this Below Deck season or franchise. One that we wanted to point out was a few seasons ago, a charter guest recommended for her friend to have a room full of condoms and lubricants. And they said it needs to be filled, like this needs to happen. And of course, our Stu got it done. And this was crazy because it's just kind of like, we know what kind of party they wanted to have. And we know what kind of thing they wanted to bring back. But to request condoms and lube, I'm like, okay, you...
Listen, that's a great party right there.
That's a trifecta.
I mean...
But y'all, they all even requested bananas and avocados. They were requesting some weird things.
Everything.
Bananas?
I mean, that's how you know that yacht was off the rails.
It was off the rails. Another thing that guests in the past have requested was, you know, you're on this glorious yacht, so much food that you could eat, gourmet everything, whatever meal you need. And no, I want Domino's. Not just any pizza, because you can have an oven grilled pizza, no problem, but no, I want Domino's and I want it now. And so they requested it and it was helicoptered in and sure enough, they got that Domino's. So
yes,
it is what it is.
I mean,
it
pizza,
is what it is.
Condoms, it's a party right there. That's a party.
It literally is a party.
They got everything. I wonder if it was under 30 minutes. Akilah, do you think the delivery fee? I don't know. We'll see.
Pay a little delivery fee, or was it waived? Who knows?
Right?
I mean, but I feel like now these guests have to go on the list too because they request shrimp cocktails when you never even put it on the list. That's great. But also, they wanted stuff when they were drunk. Obviously, not just Kit Kats and charcuterie boards and whatever. They wanted real food.
Who's gonna eat a Kit Kat when they're drunk?
I'll have my tequila with a side of Kit Kat because, that's how I like it. I don't know, but that's
you
weird.
Live your life, girl.
Right?
I don't judge.
It is what it is. It is what it is. There's also a lot of stuff that happened in news with Madison.
Yes, there did. So we kind of teased y'all a little bit about... Oh, yes, honey. So we teased you a little bit about Madison and Parker. So Parker and Georgia were actually on Watch What Happens Live. They're going to be on it tonight. At 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. So they were like together in New York, and there's this amazing video of him giving her a little thumbs up. Madison wasn't even on the show, and she went along. So I don't know. I just feel like if there's not love between them, there's mad admiration.
Yes.
And she actually went on. They had like an inside joke on Twitter where she kind of basically says like, you're the best, gas pump attendant ever, which is a very insular joke, but it's on the public Twitter sphere, honey. So we can all see that inside joke, Madison. And y'all are cute together.
Hey, this is Parker and Madison.
Yes. This is what
I think y'all should.
Yes, play this song, honey, when y'all are together.
Out to that sexy gas pump attendant.
Pump that gas, honey. Is this how you do it?
Listen, is it premium or not?
Girl. He's diesel, honey. He is diesel.
Yes.
So I just hope from the bottom of my heart, and a lot of y'all feel this way online, I've seen it, you want Madison and Parker to get together. Jenna and Adam are mom and dad, but Parker and Madison, honey, are that it couple we're looking for.
They are prom king and queen,
yes,
honey.
They are.
So how about, listen, let's ship the relationship already. Or Madison and Parker, feel free to join us and just, tell us yourselves. Are you guys together or not?
Yes.
Let us know.
Tell us, girl.
Yes.
Slide into my DMs, honey. You know you do. So tell me what's happening.
Listen,
I need the ish.
Everything.
Yes.
Well, you know what? If we can't make it happen, we can at least predict that it would happen.
We can predict
Let's
it, honey.
predict it. Let's say
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Amir, take us away. What do you think is going to happen next
So,
episode?
unfortunately, we saw the preview, so we know that, first of all, as a gay man, I'm like, Georgia, don't say gay club that you can do the body shot. That's a gay man you're doing a body shot off of. So this is a straight man with a girlfriend, girl.
Okay.
I love you, Georgia, but I don't think that was right. And then
Georgia's
the flirting in front of Ciara. So our people, our AfterBuzz family commenters, Tanya Featherstone, which I love her name, is saying, what about girl code? Georgia knows exactly what kind of problems she could be causing. She knew, and she don't care. She don't care.
But Pageant wants all the smoke. Pageant wants all the problems. And
he
it's like,
is fine with it.
It's one of those things, again, when you think back and say, okay, who's truly wrong in this situation? Is it the person who's outside of the relationship and, trying to sneak her way in? Or is it the person who is in the relationship who actually has a commitment? It's looking really bad on both ends. And right now I'm looking at the girl code thing too. I'm like, Georgia, if you know this man don't have it together, why do you want to even get in that mess?
I'm worried about Georgia.
Why do you want that?
And Andy Cohen's gonna fillet her, so I can't wait to see that.
Sizzle it and pop it.
Please do. We want to see what Andy says. And then Michael Richardy is saying, if I was Madison and Georgia, I would be annoyed too. Jenna looks like she wants to sit in the kitchen and flirt. So we're having a little bit about Jenna and we're having a little bit about Madison and Georgia. So I think that what we really need to do is, I love all these comments, y'all are the best, but what we need to really do is have a conversation. With Jenna and Madison, we need a conversation and I think that what I'm predicting with the two of them, there is going to be a blowout.
Of course.
So that's a problem for me. And then Ciara needs
to step up and get that backbone that I know she has, because she was snippy in the first couple episodes. So I know she has it, and she needs to call out Georgia. She needs to call out Pageant.
But y'all said that I was wrong 2 episodes ago. Remember when
did you? Okay.
I'm coming with the receipts. 2 episods ago, I said that Georgia and Ciara had to sit down, but y'all said that
it would reveal some insecurities.
Yes.
But at this point, it's more than an inclination, and she already had that woman intuition that we know and love. But now she has evidence to back it up.
She called her a Russian prostitute.
Yes.
She said, "Don't do the Russian prostitute."
Quit that. Yes.
So she has a backbone. And listen, Georgia was at the bottom of the stairs, honey, and she was at the top. So if she could have pushed that bitch down the stairs. So you better watch your back, Georgia.
You better watch it. So who knows? That could happen next episode. We've got to see Georgia do it though. Yes. And another thing we saw, I feel like, because I only saw the back of the head, I feel like Jenna was crying. Jenna was definitely crying next episode. I don't know if it's something that Adam did or what, but I feel like I saw someone break down, and that didn't look like Ciara. Ciara was actually sad as well, it seemed, and obviously it's because of this whole trio, but it seemed like Jenna might be crying. And we also saw Parker, honey, get mad and annoyed because of Adam, and he was just being his general Adam, very nitpicky self, and Parker was finally like, enough is enough. And enough. And
we touched your place, get over it.
Yes, get over it. And I'm ready for Parker to truly stand up to it and say, listen, there's certain things, even if I'm agreeing here, I'm not going to accept. So it seems like everyone is reaching that point. They're reaching that point where things are really going to happen, and we will be here to see it all. See it all unfold. Until next time, we love you for watching. I'm your host, Akilah Ffriend. You can follow me on Instagram at Akilah, Ffriend. 2 Fs, because I have plenty of Fs to give. We also have our host, Amir.
I am Amir Yassai at Amir Yass _ on Instagram. And if you want to follow me on TikTok, it's also Amir Yass, Amir Yass. And I think this ship is not going to go down like the Titanic, honey.
Ooh,
we're going to be afloat.
Yes.
And thank you, Joss, for joining us.
Yes.
Our resident captain.
Yes.
Of course, we are docking right now.
Yes, we are. Please don't hit the wall, please. Don't want to hit the wall.
Yes.
Bye, y'all.
See you later.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.